see. Hey Instagram, welcome to Real Life Cooking Special Brunch Edition. We are gonna have a special guest joining us today. Let me just type in what we're making. And Facebook, let me show you what I'm doing. All right, today we are making stuffed French toast with, there's Trade Street Jam with Trade Street Jam. She's joining us any second. Let me just pin what we're making. There's a lot of Trade Street, Jam. All right. Post, let's pin. All right, Ashley, you want to join us? How do I pin comment? There we go. All right, Facebook, we're gonna get started. We're making stuffed French toast today. We're just waiting for, I have to add, I think she can, there we go. There we go. Let's see if we can get Ashley on here. I want to look at, hey Ashley, can I hear you?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Oh, your kitchen looks fabulous.
I'm trying to be like Chefleen.
It's a little. All right, I'm gonna move over this way. Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing today? How are you doing, Ashley?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. You know, the weather is beautiful outside, so it's a shame that we can't really be out. But we're making brunch in the house today, so that's amazing.
Let me turn your volume up. I feel like I need you to be louder.
You need me? Oh, just because it's too far away.
Let me turn my volume up. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, I just turned mine up too. It's kind of weird to be doing real life cooking at in this time of day. It's normally like dark outside.
It's nice to switch it up.
Yeah. Is anyone cooking along with us today? Anyone? I think Steph is cooking along. She said she found some vanilla and cinnamon in her house, or in her house. And I know Ty bought some of your jam.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and Chelsea. This Chelsea's cooking along too. My Chelsea from high school. My Chelsea friend from high school. All right. So if you want to just introduce yourself to the people that are watching, so they know you.
Hello, people that are watching. I'm Ashley from Trade Street Jam Company. We make vegan, low sugar jam. It's the bomb. If y'all haven't got this, y'all need to get up on this. But y'all will see today, very soon.
Yes, it is really, really delicious. What I love about your jams is that they're like not one noted. Like when I tasted the blackberry merlot, it has like this spice to it. It's like super good.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's go ahead and let's just go over the things that we're gonna need to make our French toast today. So we have our eggs, we have milk or heavy cream or half and half. And you can use, are you using regular milk, Ashley?
I'm using buttermilk because I have it and I want to use it up.
Good. Yeah, you can use any kind of milk. Even if you wanted to use like almond milk, you don't have to. So you need some sort of liquid.
Like a creamy liquid, right?
Exactly. And then we're gonna be adding some sugar, brown sugar. You could use regular sugar if you don't have brown sugar. And then these are also optional, but they make your French toast taste that much more delicious. Vanilla and cinnamon. And then as far as equipment, we are gonna be needing a bowl, a whisk, skillet like this. A non-stick is best when you're making French toast for sure. And then we also wanted to show you guys how to make some bacon. So you're going to need a couple sheet pans too. So I'm going to move this to the side. Welcome if you guys are just joining us. We are making stuffed French toast with Trade Street Jam. Ashley is my special guest. It's my first time going live, like duo with someone virtually. It's kind of crazy. All right, so the first thing that we're going to want to do, are you cooking bacon with us, Ashley?
Yes, look, I gotta have some bacon.
Actually, so I went to the store the other day and there was no bacon at Best yet. So I don't know. Everyone's like hoarding bacon at home, I guess.
Wait, so what are you making? What's in your hand?
Well, this is bacon. I had to go to the store this morning to get this bacon. But also, I told Chris we're going on a hiatus of bacon because this was $8.99 and we normally get it from Costco and you could get like 6 packs for like $15.
That's what my husband said. He was like, bacon is $7.99. He was like, we're not buying bacon anymore.
Yeah, no, I told him this is the last pack that we get to have. So we're going to talk about perfect bacon cookery. The best way to cook bacon. How do you cook your bacon, Ashley?
I cook it either one of two ways. I'll either put it on like a pan, like I'm using like a perforated pan, so the grease can kind of drip, and I'll just stick it in the oven, or I'll cook it on the stove top. But I find the oven is easier because you can just like walk away.
For sure. I love the oven. We have a question. I'm going to just get my pan ready.
Adjust your table so we can see it.
Oh, just
Yeah, you can't see any of it.
And
To the
Instagram?
side, yeah, on your Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Let me back mine up. Maybe you can see me cooking.
Yeah, apparently you can see my table. All right, so she has if you have a perforated pan, that is amazing because it does it jerks off the grease for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to be lining a baking sheet with some aluminum foil. And then I'm going to cut open my bacon. Don't use your knife that way. It's not the best way to use your knife. And then we're just going to lay a few strips of bacon on our pan. This is like the easiest, cleanest way to cook bacon, I have found.
Yeah, I agree.
And it makes it super crispy if you're a crispy bacon person, which I totally am.
Like, I feel like you can get it that way in the pan. I just feel like you kind of have to watch it, especially once it starts, like, really cooking, because then it just burns so quickly.
For sure, like, bacon is one of those things I hate to cook on the stove because you literally have to stand there and watch it because it can go from rubbery nothingness to, like, burnt in 2 seconds. And it also doesn't cook evenly because, like, the pan isn't cooking as even as the oven, the hot air around. So, it's just a mess. I really recommend this bacon method at home. And the oven, I don't really believe in oven temperatures when you're cooking savory things. I normally just put everything in at 400 degrees. And you can cook it at a lower temperature or a higher temperature, but the higher you cook it, it's going to cook faster, but it's more likely to burn. Because even in the oven, bacon can go from perfectly amazing and crisp to like burnt as a biscuit.
Yeah.
So I just have my bacon here. My oven's at 400, and we're going to be putting them in the oven, and we're going to be waiting for the smell to start when we check it. Also, I wanted to talk about, because you guys often hear about how my oven sucks and I never know what temperature it is, this is a really good tool. It's a little oven thermometer, so I actually know what temperature. It's really a lot more useful when baking things, when the oven actually matters. But for this, I just need it to be hot to be cooking. So I'm going to put that in as well. All right, guys, ready to start our French toast batter? Do you have a question?
No, you're fine.
Oh, yeah. We're going to start our batter. So the first thing that we're going to do is crack our eggs into our batter, or into our bowl, mixing bowl. We're using 3 eggs. Is there a color?
Cloudy Chef is back.
Oh, Cloudy Chef, welcome. I was wondering where you went. Cloudy Chef was one of the original fans on the show, Ashley. Back in 2018 when this all began.
I love it.
Before live streaming was cool in those times.
Wait, I have to ask you, do you know the difference between brown eggs and regular white eggs?
Yes, actually. So
we just looked it up yesterday. Please continue to educate me.
There's no nutritional difference between brown or white eggs. It's just the kind of chicken that it came out of.
Right.
And we have this misconception that brown eggs are healthier, which
they're not.
They're not at all.
I'm blown away by this. Like, I made my husband look this up yesterday, and I was like, the stores charge more for these because people think they're healthier, and they're totally not. It's just a different kind of chicken.
Stores are giving away with murder on the price of eggs, too. That's another thing that was missing from the eggs. I bought an 18-pack of brown eggs, and it was like $10. And this, I'm like,
Oh my God, that's what I need.
18 eggs for $10.
I know,
Yeah,
that's absurd.
I was, yeah. So before we add any of our other liquids, let's just whisk our eggs, because I find the most important thing with French toast is having your eggs like completely one color. Otherwise, you're gonna have like random little eggy bits that are like white or yellow, and it's just not visually appealing. It's not like the worst thing, but we're going for perfection here. Since we can't go out to brunch, we might as well make restaurant quality at our houses. All right, so my eggs, I use the whisk. They're all one color. There's no like little bits of yellow or white anymore. And now we're gonna add in our milk. I don't remember, did I give a measurement? Ashley, do you remember?
Yeah, you said a half a cup.
Okay, half a cup of milk to 3 eggs. I'm gonna eyeball it like I always do.
Yeah, as you should.
And then, this is where we get fun and festive. We get to add in our flavorings. So I kept it pretty simple with this one. Cinnamon, I think I said, did I say cinnamon? I don't even remember what I said anymore.
Yep, you said cinnamon. And maybe brown sugar? Cinnamon,
yeah,
brown sugar?
Cinnamon, brown sugar, and vanilla. So about like a teaspoon of each or so. Now, the sugar is completely optional. And I must warn you, when you add sugar, it's going to make your French toast burn faster because of the caramelization process. So you have to be a little more careful when you're cooking it. But, I mean, if you're eating French toast, you might as well go all the way, put all the sugar, all the flavor.
Yeah, I've never put sugar in my batter, so I'm excited to try this. I don't have brown sugar. Can I use regular sugar? It's fine?
Yes, regular sugar is perfectly fine.
How much do I put?
Like a tablespoon or so. And so if you don't have brown sugar, you can use white sugar, you can use honey, you can even use syrup and just sweeten the batter. Have you ever added anything else to your French toast batter before?
I don't think so. I mean, I've done like almond extract before. I like the flavor it adds. And I think that's it.
Oh, we have a question.
From Kiana, she said, "Can you use vanilla extract?" Awesome.
Yes. What else would you use?
No.
Vanilla extract. You can add really any flavor here. Like you can add Ashley just said she's used almond extract, which is pretty nice. Yes. Orange essence might be nice. A lemon might be nice, depending on like.
Oh, I've added like liqueurs before. Yeah, I've done like different little amaretto. I've added amaretto before.
Yeah, amaretto, Grand Marnier, actually any kind of.
Yes.
And just think about like the things that you're pairing it with and what would go nicely with it. All right, so we don't need to like super over mix our batter. So we have our batter and we're just gonna set that aside. Just if you're just joining us, welcome to Relax Cooking with special guest, Trade Street Jam owner Ashley. We're making stuffed French toast, and we have just completed making our batter, and we also have our bacon in the oven because we're gonna have perfectly crispy bacon with zero mess today too for brunch. So yeah, now let's talk about stuffing our French toast. So you could use this and just simply dip your bread in and cook your French toast, but we're gonna take it up a notch and we're gonna use Trade Street Jam in our French toast. So I'm gonna show you one. Well, actually, which way do you want to show how to stuff?
So I'm using croissants because I couldn't find brioche at the store. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'm using like these really nice sized croissants here. And I'm thinking I'm gonna like slice them, kind of like a sandwich, and then put the jam and our cream cheese or whatever, and then sandwich it back.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that's a great way to do it. So yeah, you're using the blackberry merlot too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my like new favorite.
It's your new obsession.
Yes.
It was really good. It's not sweet, but it has like, I don't know what kind of spice you put in there, but it's like, it's almost like drinking a glass of Merlot.
Isn't it nice? You get all that wine and then
we
put
like complex in flavor.
Yeah. We put like mulling spices because I wanted it to feel like in the fall when you like mull wine. So it's literally like mulled wine mixed with blackberries. It's so complex. It's so nice. I love it.
Yeah. So Ashley's using croissants at home, so she's just slicing her croissants open. I have so I have two different kinds of bread. I have brioche, which is what I suggested, and I just really want to show this off. I have some homemade challah bread I made yesterday.
What?
Yeah, I was really excited about this.
I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm not even finishing this.
But look,
What?
So beautiful. So
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wait, how did you get it colorful?
I use gel food coloring. You can use regular, like the dye you find in the grocery store, but the gel makes it much more intense in color.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. I've never even seen anything like that. It's stunning.
Thank you. So
You're such a show off. I don't even want to like continue on.
I brought out a surprise on you. Take that, chef. Challenge. So I want to talk about the difference between brioche and challah bread. They kind of are similar. Like they have like a nice trampoline-y texture. But challah bread is just like regular bread, and it is a Jewish bread, and specifically has like religious purposes. I'm not Jewish, so I can't tell you those things. But you know, you can research them. I know that it's used on Passover. I have no idea for what. But so challah bread is just like basic like flour, yeast, eggs. It has a lot of eggs, which is why it browns easily. And a little bit of sugar, maybe. But brioche is basically the pastry of all breads because it has butter, it has sugar, it has cream. So that's why it tastes like really amazing. Question? Amazing.
No questions, comments. So everyone is giving Ashley a lot of, they love her outfit. They think she looks really cute. And your purple jacket is a hit in the comments out here.
Oh.
So
you guys are sweet.
Thank you, guys. I know, I love your apron.
Hey.
Are those custom?
They're custom. They're for sale on our site. Y'all better check out Trade Street aprons out. Y'all can cook in style.
Yeah, they're so cute. I need to get like some cute. I actually need some new chef jackets. I've had this one forever.
And these are cute for like gifts too. For like my mom buys them for Mother's Day for everyone. Like every mom she knows, she buys like 10 at a time and hands them out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show you the two ways you can stuff. So Ashley just flipped her cut her croissants open. But there's if you don't want like the sandwichy aspect of it, you can use every tool. You can have your bread like this and then just make like a little hole and then take your finger and kind of like stick it in there. And then just fill in the jam like so from here. So you don't end up with the sandwichy portion. Or you can just simply, did it fall over? Hello. Or you can simply just make like a sandwich, like a grilled cheese, and make sure you get lots of jam in there.
So wait, so we're putting cream cheese in here too?
Yeah, so I put that as an option.
Okay.
You can't, so you can make it however you want. You could just put jam. This would be done, ready to be dipped, just like a little sandwich. This would be done, ready to dip. Or cream cheese. I thought it would be like a really good pairing because then you get like the sweet and the creamy, and I also just am a huge cheese fan. Like I love cheese. We have so many kinds of cheese.
Yeah.
So you would just want to make sure your cream cheese is really soft before you do this, and I would add in the cream cheese before you put the jam in.
So I'm gonna do like cream cheese on one half of my sandwich and then jam on the other half.
Yes, that is great.
Okay.
And you don't need to like overfill it because as it cooks, it's gonna get warmed up and then it'll start oozing out. So you don't need like so much filling.
Don't go crazy, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you make ravioli or something and you just are like, I don't know why I'm doing this with the fork. I'm over here struggling.
I was gonna ask that.
Rubbing this.
What are you doing?
Bread. Like my bread looks so busted right now.
It's gonna taste good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean at the end of the day, that's all we're going for here.
So mine is so I've got like one half here with the jam and then this other half with the cream cheese. And I'm just gonna like make a little sandwich together.
Yes.
Question.
Question?
Would whipped cream cheese work?
Yes, whipped cream cheese will work. Actually, if you get the cream cheese in the little jar, the whipped cream cheese is easier to spread anyway. You don't really have to let it get soft like you do with the block cream cheese. All right, I'm spreading my jam all the way to the edge. So are all of your jams like this consistency, a little more loose than regular jam? Ashley?
Yeah, so our jams are super different than most jams that you'll find on the shelf. I call that other stuff crap. It has a ton of like stabilizers, thickeners, a ton of sugar that's also a thickener. And so we don't use a lot of that. It's very low sugar. We don't use any type of pectin or anything like that. So you're gonna get like a looser texture. But it makes it really good for like mixing into things. So it's great for like putting in cocktails or stirring into yogurt or using as a sauce over like meat. So we find that texture just like lends it to a lot more uses.
Yeah, for sure. The texture makes it so you don't even have to like make a sauce. You can literally just take this and like spoon it over your steak or your chicken. Like
this blackberry would go over steak.
For sure. Question?
Can you use mascarpone?
Yeah. Oh, so let's talk about some other fillings you can use. If you are so unfortunate not to have this amazing Trade Street jam in your house, you can use any kind of other, random jelly with all that sugar. Ashley's like, absolutely not. You can use mascarpone. You can use Nutella. I love Nutella. Chris is not a huge fan, but you can
use ricotta.
You could use ricotta. Like that, this is your chance to be really creative. Like mix and match jam, mix and match. You can use like almond butter, peanut butter. You can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and make French toast out of it. You could even put like bananas in the middle. It'll be a little harder to flip, but like really like express yourself in your French toast. There's not a lot of ways you can express ourselves right now. The kitchen is a great place to express yourself. So, get funky with your French toast. Let me know some of your, I did this wrong. Ashley's over here making me nervous. Question?
Girl, bye.
What you've done so far. If someone asks that I missed a part with the lemon.
Oh, with the lemon? No, we haven't used the lemon yet.
Okay, can you go over what the steps you've done thus far?
Yes, if you are just joining us, welcome to Real Life Cooking Brunch Edition with Ashley.
Hey guys.
We so far we have some bacon cooking in the oven. We just laid it on a sheet tray, and we made our batter out of eggs, milk, cinnamon, and vanilla. Very simple batter. Oh, and sugar. And then we have started compiling our little sandwiches with our jam and our cream cheese inside. And you feel free to mix this recipe up. You don't have to use regular milk. You can, Ashley's using buttermilk just because she wanted to use it up. You can use silk milk, almond milk, literally any kind of liquid at all.
Another question. Can we use a little Express Yourself Madonna choreography?
Express Yourself Madonna. I don't even, do you know any Express Yourself Madonna choreography? First of all, I'm the worst dancer. How are you at dancing, Ashley?
I'm not dancing. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not a dancer. Everyone knows that. All right, so I'm gonna make, I ran out of bread. Also, French toast is a great way to use your leftover bread. Oftentimes, it's actually better with stale bread because it'll soak up more of that egg mixture that we have. Also, a lot of people don't like this end piece, kids especially. Like, I know me and my sister used to argue about who had to eat the end piece if the bread was almost done. A great way to use the end piece is to cut it in half, stuff it in the middle, so the middle part, it has the shiny part, and then just fold it over so it looks like regular bread. Your kid won't know.
I'm going to use that tip because I don't like the end piece either.
Yeah, I don't really either. I'm going to give this a grade.
Joe, Minister of Food, I'm assuming his name is asking Ashley to twerk.
Joe, Minister of Food, is requesting you to twerk, Ashley.
Joe, I'm so upset with you. I'm so mad at you.
I'm starting to smell my bacon, so I'm just going to check on it, and I want you to pull it out so you guys can see what it's starting to look like.
And Donald is double downing on it, her husband.
Oh. All right. Here is my bacon. It's not done. I also don't want to tilt it. Actually, you know what? I can tilt Instagram. So it's almost done. Probably another 5 minutes or so. Let me tilt you guys Facebook.
No, mine's not like crispy yet.
Yeah, no, mine isn't either, but it's definitely starting to cook, which is what we want. All right. So we have our sandwiches assembled. Also, your husband doubled down on the twerking. FYI. So now we're going to dip our sandwiches and then start cooking them. So before we start dipping, we want to turn on our nonstick skillet to like a medium-high heat. And when I say medium-high, I say lean more towards medium than high because we have the sugar and batter, and it can actually burn very easily.
Question. I missed some questions from Facebook from Karen. She asked about parchment paper, and Cleo and Kaya, we love your baking. And you also look so pretty. But can you use parchment paper for the bacon?
You can use parchment paper if you don't have aluminum foil. I know there's been some studies lately about aluminum foil having like not ill effects to your health. Parchment paper definitely works. Just you would never want to use wax paper. Wax paper actually melts in the oven. Learned that the hard way.
Not so bad.
Yeah, depends. I mean, it goes up to a certain temperature, but yeah, just avoid it if you can. So we have our pan on medium high heat, leaning more towards medium, and I'm going to put in some butter, like about. You guys know I hate measurements, so a little butter. It's probably like a tablespoon, we'll say. Now butter has two different parts: the dairy, like milk solids, and if the pan gets too hot, those will start to burn, and those don't taste very good when they get burnt. So that's why I'm saying lean more toward the medium side. But you'll see later if you get those things, just wipe them out with a paper towel before we start the next batch. But we do want our pan to be pretty hot so we can get some nice color on our French toast. So there's two ways of cooking French toast. You can cook it completely in the pan, which is a great option if you don't want to wash dishes. Or what we're going to do today is kind of like meat, we're going to sear it in the pan and then finish it in the oven. Ashley, do you have any thoughts about what is your preferred method of doing this?
About what? Tell me, I can't hear you.
Oh, if you do you like searing and finishing in the oven, or do you like cooking your French toast all the way in the pan?
I mean, I'm kind of like a searing fan for anything. It just like kind of locks in the flavor and it gets like a nice little crust to it. So I think searing in the pan is the way to go. And you could just stick the whole pan in the oven if you have an oven safe pan.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely recommend those, even though I don't have any of them. They're really great because you don't have to wash and things. So I started cooking. I put one French toast in. You want to do these one at a time. I don't have space to put two in my pan. If you have space, you can do more than one. But you want to dip. I don't like soggy French toast, so I really like to dip it right before I put it in the pan because otherwise it gets super soggy. I mean, if you like that really eggy, bready thing, you can leave it in the batter longer. But my personal preference is not soggy, eggy batter. So I'm going to dip these one at a time and put them in the pan one at a time. And medium, low heat, I'm going to rinse off my hands. It's a little messy.
And so you are going to put this in the oven afterwards?
Yes. So I have another sheet pan here. Don't mind that burnt sugar. And I'm going to use parchment paper for this one because what I do like about parchment paper over aluminum foil when you're baking things or doing things that are a little more sweet is that it doesn't stick. Sometimes things can stick to aluminum foil, which is a little annoying if you work so hard and then your finished product is stuck to the pan. Definitely happened to me before. Question?
Can you go over the stuffing for the French toast?
Yes. So we are making stuffed French toast. We stuffed it with jam, Trade Street jam, and cream cheese. But you can really be creative with any kind of filling that you want to do. I like the pairing of sweet and creamy, like the cheese. I'm going to also put my French toast. But you can fill it with mascarpone. You can fill it with fruit. But flipping it's going to be a little more hard if you fill it with fruit. So as you can see, my French toast, it was like a minute or so before I flipped it. And so it's just like a minute on each side because remember, we're going to finish them in the oven and cook them all the way through. Question?
Does the bread vary when dipping as far as time?
Does the bread vary as dipping?
Yeah. Does the time actually in the pot? Like, does it vary based on the type of bread you have?
Yeah. So actually, not really. If your bread is like older or more dry, you might want to leave it in your mixture a little longer so it can really get through to all of the like all the way through to the depths of your bread. My bread is pretty fresh. Ooh, my pan is getting too hot. Let me turn that down. So that's why I'm doing just a very quick dip. But if your bread is really stale, you can leave it in there longer. How are you doing over there, Ashley?
Like for the croissants, they were super like flaky and like fresh. So I noticed like they were soaking up a lot of liquid really fast. So I think to your point, it depends on like if you like kind of that custardy French toast or like you don't like too much liquid.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely depends on the oldness of your bread. The freshness of your bread. There we go. Question?
Can you go over the type of bread you and the type of bread she's using, or the croissant, I guess?
So you can make French toast with any kind of bread. Actually, when this was invented, as most things were invented, it was using just old stale bread because, you know, back in the days we didn't list things as much as we do now. And, you know, that's one of the good things that's coming out of this pandemic is I think people are getting a little more cognizant about the things that they're using, the things that they're wasting. So you can literally use sandwich bread for this. Is it going to be the best French toast you ever had? No, but it's going to be better than eating stale bread. We're using brioche. Challah bread is really good as well.
Challah bread?
Challah.
Oh, challah.
Is it?
Challah?
Is it? It's challah, right?
Oh, I don't know.
It's definitely
It's
hot.
bread.
I don't know why this is just like he's the expert on food in this house. Okay, so you can use any kind of bread, but my preferences are brioche and
It's
challah.
definitely challah.
And the Ashley's using croissants, which I feel like would be the most decadent and amazing because croissants are already just amazing by themselves. All right, so I'm gonna take this one out now. I have 2 more to do, and I want to show you what I was talking about earlier. So the butter, you can't really see the color so much, but the butter will start to, like, the milk solids in it will start to burn. So if that happens, they don't taste very good. So you want to wipe out your pan and put new butter in and then start over. It's kind of like a small nuance thing, but it really does make a difference in the overall flavor of your French toast so you don't end up with any burnt bits. And I just take a paper towel and literally wipe it. Being careful, you don't want to burn yourself. Question?
Are you going to use the other bread too?
What
The
other bread?
rainbow bread?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to use that at the end. I'm actually not going to stuff it because of the shape of it. It's a little weird. But this is a perfect example.
So I'm ready to go in the oven. Mine are like, I put all of them, if you can see them, in one pan. Because I have this huge cast iron pan. Yeah, now you guys can see them. So they're like brown. So I'm going in the oven with mine.
Ashley has some really nice color on her croissants over there. And then it shouldn't take very long in the oven, probably like 5 minutes or so, just to cook all the way through. Oh, I need to put this in the pan, and then turn out my pan, and put my little bootleg one at the end in the pan. And for those asking, I have my rainbow bread.
It's not rainbow.
It is. Oh, it's unicorn bread. It's teal, pink. It's all the colors I loved when I was in the 3rd grade. So this bread, talking about how much we want to cook it, this bread is kind of stale because I left it out all night. So I'm going to let this like soak up a little bit more of that mixture just so it gets through, and it's thicker. So I want the egg mixture to get pretty much all the way through the bread. There's nothing worse than slicing into thick French toast and then it's just regular bread in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think somebody was asking about like the dipping times for the bread. And I was going to say like the thicker it is, I would go a little bit longer and kind of press it down. Because if you cut it open and the like custard hasn't gotten into some of the bread, it's so lame. It's just like dry bread.
It's not, why even eat it? Might as well eat a piece of bread.
Yeah.
So my challah bread is a little thicker. So I'm like literally pressing this egg mixture in.
I'm still so mad about that bread.
I I told you. You didn't know it was a chef competition, Ashley.
I didn't. I would have brought a stronger game. Like, I mean, you made rainbow bread. I'm so upset.
Hold on. Oh, let's check our bacon before we go from the perfect, amazing crisp to burnt. Oh, yep. My bacon is done now. So I'm gonna put this here. And I have a lot going on at the same time, but you too can have a lot going on at the same time if you're just focused.
I'm gonna check with my mom because my mom is like the bacon. I feel like she makes perfect bacon. So I'm gonna ask her thoughts. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Looking good.
So I'm just flipping the last
Oh.
direction.
Yeah, maybe it's not much.
Two
It's
or
pretty
three
good.
more minutes.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
close to perfect.
It smells amazing. Claire asks, how does the bacon smell?
Oh yeah, this
But that's good.
bacon, this luxurious bacon smells great. And I don't know if you're here at the beginning, Claire, but this is the last bacon we'll be having in the house because it is $9 a pack right now.
Great.
And Karen said Passover is when you don't eat bread.
Oh, so Passover you don't eat bread. So when do you? Do you have any or knowledge on when challah or what challah is for? I think. Oh, it's on Friday, right? I think.
She's gonna answer.
Yes, please answer so we can get some
Right. Educate. Please educate us.
So as soon as your bacon comes out of the oven, you want it, unless you really like fat, you want to take it and let it dry on some paper towels. So you can see how, like, it's literally perfect. It's not wrinkled and curly. It's like the right amount of crispiness. And I'm just gonna move this. I almost touched that with my hand. That would have been bad. All right, and then my last of my French toast. I'm so excited. This all came out like perfect color. It's not burnt.
So there's a conspiracy theorist in here that says that aluminum foil causes cancer and Alzheimer's.
Yes. No, it's not conspiracy. Like, apparently there's some facts, but I mean, everything can cause cancer at this point. So, anyway, my French toast is done. Look at my rainbow French toast. And I'm going to put it in the oven to finish. And while our French toast, and Ashley's is already in the oven, she used croissants, and she was able to fit all of hers in one pan, and her pan went straight in the oven, which is amazing. And while our French toast is cooking, we are going to talk about French drinks, which is obviously mimosas, or in your case, Ashley, mimosas. Because if you guys don't know, Ashley is expecting. When are you due?
July 8th.
Ooh, nice. Are you excited?
13 weeks. Very excited. Although it's kind of strange planning for giving birth during COVID, but nonetheless exciting.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Like, I know some of the moms weren't even allowed their partner in hospitals in New York recently, which is insane to think about.
They lifted that. They lifted that ban.
Good.
Yes, trust me, because everyone that I know that's pregnant was like calling me, freaking out. They were initially saying you couldn't have anybody in the room with you. No husbands, no like parents, nothing. And women were freaking out. You know, it's like a very important time and you have to do it by yourself. So
yeah,
the governor lifted that.
That's like just kind of like inhumane, like for sure.
Yeah. We were like, we're leaving. We were like, we're going to give birth somewhere else.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully by July 8th, like we'll sort of be at a little bit less of this like extreme case. I'm hoping. Ashley shaking her head. I'm really
I
hoping.
don't believe it.
I don't think we'll be normal, but like I hope, I pray that we will be a little bit less than what we are now. We have a question.
How long are you leaving the French toast in the oven?
We're gonna leave our French toast in for 5 minutes. 5.
Mine's probably ready.
Yes.
Yeah, Ashley put hers in a little bit. Also, a great tip is you can make your French toast ahead of time. Like, you can sear it off, and then if you want to serve it later, like say you're having a party, which no one is right now, but if you were, you could sear all your French toast, put it on your baking sheet, and then right before you're about to serve it, pop it in the oven and let it cook all the way. Question?
Mine looks so nice.
Okay.
You want to see it?
Yeah, bring it over.
It looks so yummy.
Yum. That looks like buttery amazingness.
It is. I can't wait for this.
We have a question, actually.
Also, challah bread is for Shabbat dinner on Fridays.
Challah bread is for
Challah.
Shabbat dinner on Friday.
What is it,
Him and this challah is cracking me up.
Chris will not give up challah bread. You gotta think of the song, Holla Back. Holla Back.
Right.
This CH is messing me up.
Yeah, it is a kind of a mind, the word that should not be said on Instagram Live. All right, so we're gonna move to the most important part of brunch. The reason anyone over the age of 21 goes to brunch, which is the drinks. But Ashley is with child, so she will be making mom-mosas. Although, are you of the thought, because I know like some pregnant people, once you get far enough along, you can have like a glass of wine or a glass of champagne. How do you feel about that?
Whatever my husband lets me have. He like snatches it out of my hand if I try to have too much. He'll let me have like a little sip. Like, so we'll make drinks. Mine will be like virgin, and then he lets me like have like a couple sips of his. Yeah. But some people, I don't know. I think it's fine. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, they told me not to eat. Joe's gonna laugh at this. My friend Joe, Minister of Food. They told me not to eat like deli meats. I eat prosciutto. I'm obsessed with it. So as long as it's in like moderation. But there's so many things you're supposed to avoid. Like, I don't have time for all that. So I'm gonna have some
I
sips
feel
here.
like when you're pregnant, you should. I mean, obviously follow the major rules. Like, don't do drugs, please.
Right.
Do like what makes you feel comfortable and happy, right? Like, and also follow the science behind things. I'm not saying you should be indulging in bottomless mimosas at your house.
Right. Like, I'm sure one will be fine. Like, it's totally up to your own discretion. But I'm going to use non-alcoholic champagne, which is actually pretty good.
Oh, so Ashley is saying, I'm just repeating for Facebook, people watching on Facebook, Ashley has a non-alcoholic champagne.
It's really good. It's called Free. They have a whole line of, like, non-alcoholic wine, like Chardonnay and rosé, but the champagne is really good. It's like kind of dry, it's bubbly, it's good.
Nice. So Ashley's saying that there's a brand called Free for pregnant people, or it's FRE for pregnant
women?
people, or people that
Pregnant people.
No, it's good. It's good. You can also use like the sparkling. We also use the sparkling apple juice too, but it's really sweet. You know, like the sparkling cider that you have like during the holidays, but it's just super sweet. This is like not very sweet, so that's why I like it, because you can add stuff like the jam and stuff to it. So.
Nice. So I'm gonna let Ashley talk us through adding jam to cocktails, because, like we talked about before, her consistency of the jam is great to just mix in and stir in. But how much jam would you say, like, per bottle of Prosecco if you're making like a pitcher?
So if you're making a pitcher, first I'll break it down per glass. Like, I usually use like a heavy tablespoon per glass for a drink. If you're making a pitcher, maybe about a third of the jar would be good. It depends on what jam you're using, but like this one, for guys that have just joined, we're using this blackberry mulled merlot. It's so nice. It's got like wine, some spices, warm like mulling fall spices. So it has a ton of flavor in there. So I think like a heavy tablespoon per glass and maybe a third to a half of jar for a pitcher would be perfect.
Okay, so Ashley said for her jam, if you want to make mimosas or mimosas, and if you're only making them per glass, a tablespoon is great for per glass. But if you're making like a pitcher like I am, per like this whole bottle, because it's brunch bottomless later after the show. Actually, I also just want to point out, I really enjoy virtual brunch because it is so cheap.
Right?
And I'm not tempted to like go to another bar after. We just go to the living room or the extra room.
4 different parties.
Yeah, actually, our first day of brunch, the first day of COVID, we went to brunch, went to late night happy hour. No, went to happy hour, went to late night party. It was a mess. I woke up with all my clothes on the next day on the couch.
I bet. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds really fun. I'm really good.
All right, so let's talk about our jam cocktail. So the jam, Tracy jam, is great on its own with a little bit of Prosecco, but I find, and let's see what Ashley thinks, if you add just like a splash of lemon, it really like brightens up your drink. And I'm gonna even take it a step further and add just a little splash of mixed berry Simply juice. It doesn't really have to be Simply. I'm not getting paid by Simply. I don't want to endorse. but just like a little splash of juice if you want just a little extra kick of flavor.
Yeah.
But
You know what I like to do? I like to use Saint Germain to give some people some other options too. Like, I know it's kind of fancy, but I love the elderflower flavor, and it's a little sweet, so it's kind of like using simple syrup. So the jam, lemon, and Saint Germain, and then top it off with your Prosecco is so bomb.
nice. So Ashley's saying that Saint Germain. Oh my gosh!
That just her cork just flew out.
Apparently brunch is popping today.
Oh, it's literally.
Oh my
Thank God you're okay. I've never seen that happen.
That's why you should always be careful when you open Prosecco, because you don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't even untwist it all the way. Like, I had just untwisted it and it just popped off.
Oh my God.
I'm making a picture, so I'm gonna add in. First the thing I'm gonna do is mix my Prosecco and jam together and taste it, so I can get a.
They said brunch is popping.
Brunch is popping. So I can get a feel of what I need to add to it. So I'm gonna just mix my Prosecco with the jam. And another tip when you're pouring Prosecco, you never want to just dump it in. You want to kind of pour it slowly so you don't end up with like all this fuzz. Oh my gosh, my heart is still beating so fast from that pop.
I bet that was
Scared to open
so
her bottle
freaking out.
because of you. Definitely.
Kiana said
Kiana
that.
said she's scared to open her bottle because of you.
Yeah, I've now scared everyone into opening their own Prosecco.
So mine is, I'm making mine just one glass so you guys can see. So I put like a heavy tablespoon of jam at the bottom, and I just squeezed like a half of lemon into it. And then I'm gonna just top mine off with the non-alcoholic champagne and give it a stir.
Yeah, so Ashley said that the elderflower or the Saint Germain is a great sweetener, and it adds a nice elderflower taste in the background, like a nice note. So I want to stir this around. I'm still scared. I want to stir this around, and I'm going to taste it before. Actually, no, I'm going to add in my lemon before I taste it, because we definitely want lemon. Just brings out the brightness in every dish. Like, I probably add lemon to everything that I make.
Yeah, I agree.
It's almost like salt. Like, you know how salt brings out the flavors?
Yeah.
Kind of a necessity. All right, and now I'm going to grab a glass so I can taste this and see if I even want to add the juice, if I want to make it a little sweeter. Like I said, well, I didn't say this, but I went to the store today, and now my only joy in life is going to the grocery store. So I tend to buy a lot of impulse items, like, oh, this would be nice to do this, because all I'm doing is playing in the kitchen right now.
Me too. I'm baking everything.
This is actually really nice on its own, and those molding spices really come through.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can, it depends on how much sweetness you want. Like, you can add some simple syrup to it if you're not doing juice. We, like, especially my husband, we don't like it too sweet. So we just did the jam, the champagne or the non-alcoholic champagne, and the lemon juice. And then I have some like berries from the garnish that you wanted us to have for the French toast. So I just like put a little blueberries in there. And this is mine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's the brunch. Bottomless brunch. I'm going to pour my cocktail. I don't have any fresh berries, but I do have, actually, speaking of berries for garnish, I have some frozen berries that I mentioned earlier.
I use frozen too. I use like frozen wild blueberries.
Yeah, and then I'm going to top my French toast with that. So let's go ahead and plate up our dishes so we can show the people how our dish turns out. Let me grab a plate. If you guys have any questions about anything that we've made so far, any culinary questions, any questions about jam? Oh, questions?
There was a question about what would you do with the baking grease? What can you do with it?
Oh, you can use bacon grease. You can save it and like cook your potatoes in it, like breakfast potato. You can cook anything in bacon grease and it tastes better. So you can use it for potatoes, use it for meat. You just want to save it in a container and you just pour it off. But I usually don't save it, honestly. All right. So we're having plating wars, Ashley, by the way, which you're probably going to win because you're so good at aesthetics. And I just told you, like, right as in the middle of me plating.
Why, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna like stack this up. We've got powdered sugar, right? That's what you said was one of the toppings.
Mm-hmm. So you can top it with whatever you want: syrup, fruits, powdered sugar. Powdered sugar makes it look really nice. If you're going for that, I'm really at brunch aesthetic. That's what they're using. And the way you could even, honestly, I'm gonna just be extra with the jam. I'm going to actually use some of the jam on the plate as well. So we're echoing the flavors that we've already used. I love that word when it comes to food. Echoing. And then I'm just gonna put some of these strawberries.
Like that. She ran it around the side.
I didn't. You could toss these strawberries with some sugar if you wanted, but there's a good amount of sweetness, and I'm gonna cover it with powdered sugar and syrup later. So I just left my strawberries plain. It's nice to have like one part of your meal that's not super sweet, even when you're eating something super sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
And then let me open my powdered sugar. Do you have anything coming up in the pipeline, Ashley? Any projects you're working on? Oh, you have a cookbook now, right?
Yeah, we definitely have a cookbook. So we have a book we released a few months ago, and it has really fun recipes to go with our jam. There's tons of things. There's appetizers, entrees, cocktails. There's everything. So definitely check out the cookbook. It's called Jam Sessions. You can find it on our website. Grab some jam. We have stuff on sale right now. Perfect pantry staples for. I can't.
Sorry.
But no, check out the jam. It's on sale and it's great to have in your pantry, especially if you're playing around cooking, baking with stuff. They last for a while, and so they're perfect to just like stick in your cabinet and have.
Nice. Yeah, I need to talk to you about making a cookbook, because this would be a great time to be making a cookbook.
Yes.
It just seems so daunting. So kudos to you for actually completing a cookbook, and it looks
thank you.
beautiful. The pictures, like I told you guys, Ashley's so good at aesthetics. The pictures are beautiful, and you'll have a million ways to use jam, which you never thought of before.
Yeah, absolutely.
They said, what's the website for the cookbook?
Oh, can you say your website, Ashley?
Yeah, absolutely. It's tradestreetjamco.com. So it's TradeStJamco. TradeStJamco.com. And check us out on Instagram. You can follow us here. It's the same, TradeStJamco. It's gonna make you hungry. I'm just warning you. It's a ton of food and like fun stuff that we do.
Yeah, so for Facebook, Ashley's Jams can be found at look at, oh my gosh, this looks amazing right here.
Look
I
at
just showed Facebook. And look at my, ooh, Ashley, those blueberries.
Really good.
I love how like we made the same recipe, but there's so many like variations and they look so different and yummy.
For sure. I mean, that's what I always say is like recipes are just guidelines. You don't have to follow the recipe all the way. Do what your heart tells you. I wanted to just mention before we go just a couple things I have going on. I started my new virtual cooking classes. So it's just like this, but slower. You actually cook along. I have knife skills coming up. I have a kids funfetti class. We're going to be making funfetti cookies if you need something for your kids to do. I also am going to be on Chopped again on April 21st on the Food Network at 9 p.m.
That's so cool.
Chopped is a scary experience. So I'll be hosting some sort of watch party, virtual watch party, and I hope you guys tune in to that and watch. Very exciting. But yeah, Ashley, thank you so much for joining me.
This is so good.
Ashley's like, this is amazing.
Oh, I don't have time. I gotta eat it now. I'm pregnant. I'm hungry. I gotta eat it right now.
This has been a lot of talking. Thank you for joining. Oh, we have one question.
There was a Trade Street Jam bought during this session.
Oh, nice. Someone bought some jam during the session.
Sampler, I guess.
Oh, the sampler.
Yeah, the sampler. That's perfect. You'll love it. You'll love it.
Awesome. But yeah, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us for brunch. I'm actually gonna go change into my brunch clothes because I gotta be fly for brunch, everyone.
I can't. I can't.
Before I dig into my brunch and enjoy my bottomless jam mimosas. But yeah, thank you, Facebook, for watching. I'll be back next week with a surprise guest at the regular time, 7 p.m. Sunday, and I'll be making chicken parmesan. But yeah, Ashley, thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. This was so fun. Hope you guys
Thank you
made
guys.
this. Bye.